Hello. How's everybody doing? I didn't feel like doing my hair today, so I just got it up in whatever, a hairband. It's incredibly long now. Like, I haven't had it this long since like high school. Like, look at all that. That's a lot. So yeah, in order to do the undercut, I had to grow it out a lot. But the downside is, if I don't do anything with it, it just gets really ridiculously poofy. So, just gotta do this in the meantime. I sure as hell am not going to go up and do anything with it right now. The headband with curly hair gives serious 80s sitcom supporting cast vibes. I mean, yeah. Honestly. How you doing, Space?
Hey!
How are you doing, my dude? I am currently putting together the PC and stuff, and I'm looking at all of the I am here. I too am here. I just want to have fun today. I am putting together the PC and everything, and I'm going through and looking at like all the sound clips and whatever that we use and the ones that we don't, and trying to like edit out stuff, and I gotta go back through the suggestion requests and see what kind of like sound effects people have been requesting. Did you remember the thermal paste? We certainly did. In fact, whenever we were putting on the putting in the CPU and everything, like it was very much like, you need to put it on like this. You need to make sure that the dots are this size and in this formation. So we were very meticulous with the thermal paste. PC's been working great. It's running just fine. Very proud to actually have like put it together rather than just buy one. Honestly, if I'm being honest, I never thought that I would actually buy or put together my own PC like ever. I never really had the incentive to, and I still don't know what inspired me to put together the PC. Well, no, that's a lie. I do. our friends were pretty adamant about it, and Space, you were also very adamant that we should put it together. So I guess it was influence from you guys that really made us just go through with it. Yeah, there's so many opinions about how the thermal paste should be applied, but really it's hard to go wrong as long as you get enough on there. Yeah, that's what we were seeing too, is like some people say to like smooth it out like all over, some people say you need like a giant dot in the middle and it'll spread out. Some say you need to have like a few dots around to evenly spread it out. I saw a bunch of stuff like that, but we went with the 5-dot method, and it's been running fine. The case that we got, it's called Be Quiet, and it has specific circuitry to just like make the PC case be, or the inner workings of the PC just be super quiet. You turn it on, and if it wasn't for the lights, you wouldn't even be able to tell that it was on. Honestly, like it was super fucking quiet. Be Quiet PC cases are not fucking around with the advertising. They deliver. But anyways, we are about to go into court with all of our information. Hopefully this is the final bit of the Faye stuff. Faye? Mia. The Mia stuff. Mia Faye. That's it. Or Maya. Maya Faye. My bad. See, that's what's so nice about building your own PC. You choose the parts yourself and get the exact case and everything that works best for you. Yeah, and this one comes with a bunch of, like, interesting, pretty lights and stuff. And in the future, you can change out any part. Yeah, that's specifically why I decided to go with the 4070 over the 4080. It just made more sense to do a 4070 and then wait for the next iteration to come out and upgrade to a 4080. Like, I'm fine with being one cycle behind because the price difference is just so significant. And also, I don't do a lot of stuff on PC that would require high graphic fidelity to really justify something like a 4080, that price point for a 4080. But anyways, that's what I hate about Macs. Apple has a policy: you will buy our products and you will not customize them. We know better. And if you open this thing, we will know. And you will never get a rebate on this. Not a rebate, a refund. We will never work on your thing ever again. Nintendo's the same way. If they can tell that you fucked around with like a Switch or whatever, they won't replace Joy-Cons or they won't replace the batteries or whatever whenever you send it in. And be like, you violated the terms of the agreement, whatever. And we said you can't open this thing up, otherwise you void the contract. Anyways, let's get into it. Something really, really cool that they announced a couple days ago was the Switch 2 is going to be 100% backwards compatible with the Switch. I don't know why it wouldn't be if they are going with a similar design, just a more powerful version. However, that was kind of a concern. Because like you can see behind me, like these are just some of the Switch library. It goes down basically like 2 full shelves, and to have that just be immediately obsolete would be kind of frustrating. So that's good. I saw online that the 3DS is in very high demand now. Like the price of a 3DS on eBay, just like a basic one, is more than the price of a Switch on eBay. So it looks like my collection of 3DSs just went up. Sell some of those, make some nice ka-ching. I don't want it though, because I like it. I don't want to have to sell the collection unless I absolutely need to, honestly. It makes me happy. It scratches my stupid monkey brain to look at it all. Uh-oh. Well, that's upsetting. Let me go plug this controller in, and I mean, it's Phoenix Wright. I just need the Joy-Con. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. Let me know how the volume is. June 22nd, 9:51 a.m. District Court, Defendant's Lobby, number 3. Number 3. Nick? Yeah? Did you know that Von Karma's daughter is only 18? Just like me? Yeah. Why? I was just thinking about how strong she is. I mean, she's been in Germany all this time, all by herself, and she's so grown up. Yeah, and I'm sure she felt a lot of pressure from her father's reputation. And then you look at me and, well, I'm the daughter of the master, but I'm still just a little girl. And on top of that, I'm the suspect in a murder trial. But I think you're really strong too, Maya, for all you've gone through. I don't know why Phoenix had to think that part. Good morning! The two of you look like you're doing well today. I'm happy for you. Hey, morning, Pearly. You'll be safe today, Mystic Maya. Huh? What do you mean? My mother is coming today to show her support. Yeah, that's right, Pearly. Hey, Pearls. Yes, Mr. Nick? Do you think you could do me a big favor? Could you channel Mia today, too? Huh? I was sort of hoping to sit in the audience today and watch. Please, it's very important to me. I don't feel confident enough without her help. Mr. Nick, that's enough. You can't show weakness in front of the person you love. Pearly! Not this again! Please, can you do this? Oh, please, can you do this for us, Pearls? Alright, I'll do it. I'll do it for Mystic Maya's sake. See you later, then. I'll leave you two to your alone time. We all violent Nintendo's terms and conditions in our own way. I just realized I said violent instead of violate. Freudian slip? Whew, thank goodness. Nick? This way, Pearls won't be able to see today's trial. What do you mean? What's going on? June 22nd, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Peas and carrots, peas and carrots, peas and carrots. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Let's start already. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I look forward to tonight's news with great joy. The image of your defeated face, will be transmitted all over the world. All over the world, huh? Sounds like you've made quite a name for yourself, Phoenix. Don't be foolish, you foolish fool wearing the foolishly foolish clothes. The famous one is me. I'm the prodigy who has never lost a case since becoming a prosecutor 5 years ago. Yikes. Naturally, the world's eyes are on me as I conduct my first trial in this country. That's nice, Miss Von Karma. Glad to see you're in such good spirits today, Miss Fay. It's true what they say. Women really are scary when they fight. Now then, a very interesting theory was presented during yesterday's session. So the defendant could have left the channeling chamber, correct? Yes. And this key is proof of that. This key, the only key to the channeling chamber, was not where it should have been. Your Honor, I would like to say one thing before we begin. Alright, let's hear it. The prosecution has determined that from the time of the murder to the time of arrest, the defendant did indeed leave the room at one point. What? But, Miss Von Karma, then how do you explain this picture? Are you saying then that the person in this picture is not the defendant? Who are you violating, Space? Nintendo, of course. Welcome, Leo.
Hey!
No. You read that complete... Oh, wait, no. You did read that wrong. Who is he violenting? I never said that wasn't the defendant. Then what is the meaning of this? All I am saying is that Maya Fey, after killing the victim, exited the room. And I believe that that is when she drops this key. Can you substantiate your claim? Isn't that what I'm here for? The prosecution would like to call the defendant's aunt, Morgan Fay, to the stand. Just as I suspected, Aunt Morgan. Poor Mia. She seems really torn by this. Witness, name and occupation. My name is Morgan Fay, and I am a spirit medium, in a manner of speaking. I'm sorry, but what do you mean, in a manner of speaking? I don't think anyone really cares. Now then, after the murder took place, you kept watch over the defendant, correct? Yes, that is correct. I performed the spirit severing technique on Mystic Maya then. Spirit severing technique? A technique to remove a spirit from a body and send it back to the other world that is... Yes, that is... You be quiet. Now, witness, something happened while you were performing this technique, correct? Yes, that is correct. What in the world could have... Mystic Maya, she escaped from the room. What? And here we come to the heart of the matter. Maya Fey, while in a possessed state, managed to escape from the channeling chamber. That is some big hair. Order! Order! Miss Fey, please testify to this court what happened during that time. Your Honor, I will try my best. I think someone just upped the ante on this trial. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. With great strength, she hit the base of my neck, and I fainted for a short while. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Why have you hidden this until now? I did not wish to cause more trouble for Mystic Maya. However, I must correct falsities when they arise. So that's right. She is simply correcting a falsity, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Why is she making it a point to take a stab at me? Never mind. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. My aunt is a very smart and sly person. It's going to be hard for us to find a crack in her testimony. Just now, you said those two. Who were the two people you were referring to? I was referring to that foreign lady and yourself, good sir. Lotta's not a foreigner, despite how she talks. Oh, is that so? I'm sorry. I simply could not understand her atrocious English, not to mention she looked awful. I can already see people in the Heartland gearing up for a riot. I have decided dictionaries are my least favorite data type, Space. It gets very obtuse using loops to navigate them. Interesting. Dictionaries, so like just a resource of keywords that you have to be able to link together in text, I'm guessing? Or I guess specific coding. In any case, I have already sent the repair bill to your office, Mr. Wright. Why are you looping over a dictionary? Oh, thanks. What did you do after that, Miss Fay? I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. Was it really necessary to have two people do something so simple as call the police? If there was a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind. Yes, that is a very good point. At that time, I, myself, was a little confused. On top of which, there was another. Another what, madam? Another Skywalker. Oh, it's nothing. No need to concern yourself. Chill, a dictionary is like a key value store. I want to hear the end of that sentence. Question further. There was another reason you wanted both of us out of that room, wasn't there? You must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room? I simply did not wish for there to be more victims. The lives of both the good sir and that camera woman may be in danger, is what I thought to myself. Yellow Blue is a programming dictionary I can use of words to find numerical values. Well, that was very noble of you, Miss Fay. This is bad. Now people have a good impression of her and a bad one of us. Looks like she caught us napping. That's my aunt for you. Are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Miss Fay, please continue. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. During our investigation, you stated that you struck the defendant on the head, and this strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by that statement? I'm afraid I don't. The statement I gave you was a lie. But why would you lie about something like that? It is very painful for me to say this, however. The witness was lying to cover for the defendant. She was covering for Maya? So you were covering for the defendant? Well, yes. It was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. That the renegade Mystic Maya had done something very unexpected. Something unexpected? What, pray tell, did she... Ugh! This witness didn't and couldn't have seen what happened. If you want to know what this unexpected thing was, there's always later. Yes, very well. Why does it suddenly feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach? Now, witness, continue with what happened. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped the room. Was it really that easy for her to escape from you? I'm ashamed to admit to such a thing, however, yes. But you are physically larger and stronger than the defendant. There's no way she could have escaped from you so easily. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What about this picture? Remember that that at that time the defendant was not physically Maya Fey. Growing old is such a mysterious thing. Trust me, I know firsthand. Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still that of the nurse she had called. I like that photo of Maya Fey. Well, you'll be happy to know then that that's not Maya Fey. Ah ha ha! I don't know if you'd be happy to know that, but it wasn't Maya Fey. Why is she framed for murder every game? Because you need a fucking beginning trial to ease you into the game. So why not have a repeat offender? It's true, Maya does have a criminal record that isn't super short now, doesn't she? Well. Anyways, but if she had run away, wouldn't you have given chase right away? If that happened to me twice, I would probably hide in a basement for the next 5 years. Maybe she ran for president. Yeah. Well, yes, I would have. However, with great strength, she hit the base of my neck and I fainted for a short while. You fainted. I became dizzy and then collapsed onto the floor. How long were you unconscious? I'm not sure. About 10 minutes, perhaps. And the defendant almost certainly went somewhere in that time. Happy? Witness, elaborate on that point for us. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. I can't see a crack in her testimony. What should we do? For now, we should try and get more information out of her. After we get more information from her, we may be able to use it to later to our advantage. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. Just now you said those two. Oh, I've already seen this. Alright, let's see what kind of stuff we got. Okay. Okay. They requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand, and she was in a daze. That checks. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. With great strength, she hit the base of my neck, and I fainted for a short while. Let's see. I don't think I need to present a person. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Let's get more information out of her. Okay. Let's see. I think I already got that. Okay. Requested Mr. Wright and the lady please contact the police. 2 people stay behind. Good point. A little confused. Leave her be. If that's the case, I'm not going to fall into her trap today. Okay. Pistol was hanging from her hand. Huh. Okay, the statement I gave you was a lie, so her saying that she didn't know where she went is supposedly the truth. Why would you lie about something like that? She was covering for Maya? I'm sure Von Karma is allowing this testimony because it's advantageous to her, which means I shouldn't press Morgan any further. You finally begin to understand, aren't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Now witness continue with what happened. Then, quite suddenly, she thrust me away from herself and escaped from the room. Is it really that easy to escape from you? I'm ashamed to admit. Yeah. What about this picture? Remember that at the time the defendant was not physically Maya Fey. Let's see, but if she had run away, wouldn't you have given chase right away? Well, yes, I would have. However, with great strength, she hit the base of my neck and I fainted for a short while. Did you, though? You fainted? Became dizzy, collapsed on the floor. How long were you unconscious? I'm not sure. About 10 minutes. The defendant almost certainly went somewhere in that time. Elaborate on that point. I'm afraid I have no knowledge where she went after that. Is that because you were unconscious? Why, yes. Great. Well, now what? So while you were unconscious, you had no idea where the defendant went. I would think that's obvious, good sir. If that's true, then how can you know for sure that the defendant left the channeling chamber at all? Now you mention it, I have to wonder myself. Oh shit, that was dialogue I haven't seen before. It's true that this witness is not able to confirm this. But the key word here is this witness. What do you mean by that? It means she has another witness up her sleeve, that's what. It looks like Miss Von Karma is ready to move on to her next witness. Oh, there we go. I didn't press the last statement, I guess. I want to see an Adult Swim series with Ace Attorney as the defense and Harvey Birdman as the prosecutor. Oh, that would be really funny. Just having a crossover of those two. That'd be great. I loved Harvey Birdman. That was a really good show. Hey, Birdman. Did you get that thing I sent ya? From what I can tell, there's nothing wrong with this witness's testimony. And from what she has said, we can establish that Maya Fey did leave the chamber. I hope this isn't going to come back and bite us in the butt. Now, let's take the next logical step and ask, where did the defendant go after leaving the channeling chamber? Ah! Be quiet, you! Be quiet, you! Now then, what the escapee had done was she had gone to speak with a certain person. She went to speak with someone? Who was it? The prosecution calls Ms. Eeny Meeny, who was sleeping in the side room at the time. Eeny Meeny? I think you can see where this is headed. Witness, name and occupation. Okay, so my name is, like, Eeny Meeny. Can getting hit at the base of the neck even knock someone out? I've seen that in thousands of TV shows, but I can't think of any reason why that would work. I don't know, temporary depression of the spinal cord. That's all I can think of. I've gotten hit, on the back of the head by, like, a foam sword or whatever, and I nearly blacked out. But I mean, that makes sense because, well, I don't know. So, like, the occipital lobe is the back part of your brain. So I kind of wonder if, like, there's enough trauma to, like, the brain stem or to the back of the head that causes, like, a blackout on the back of the head, yeah. I don't know. I think it has something to do with the brain stem getting traumatized by a sharp shock. I don't know. Okay, so my name is, like, Eeny Meeny. I'm, like, researching, like, parapsychology stuff at the, university. What is parapsychology? Let's see. It's like, I guess, most people call it occult stuff? Even if that's what most people call it, I can't say I understand what that means. The only time I fainted was when I had not eaten that day, and I walked in negative 30 degrees Celsius to a grocery store, and the guy had the heat at 25 degrees Celsius, and I guess I went into temperature shock and fainted. That makes sense. That is a huge difference. I feel like you would have to take a blow so hard that it would just sever your brain stem. I don't know. Might be able to just Google it, but Google AI is going to answer your question, and it's probably going to be based off of Reddit. I woke up and had to explain to the paramedics that I was not on drugs. You know, it's kind of funny. If I see somebody, like, pass out, or whatever, my first assumption, unless I see them behaving erratically beforehand, is not were they on drugs or anything. It's, oh god, I wonder if they had a seizure. Google AI will be like, yes, in fact, it's recommended to get in the brainstem twice a day. Super healthy. Even if that's what what most people call it, I can't say I understand what that means. Then I suggest you go home and research it yourself. Yes, sir. Now then, Ms. Meany, after the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant, Maya Fey. Is this correct? Well, yeah. If that's the case, then let's hear your testimony. That is all right, isn't it, Your Honor? Yes, sir. For the love of all things good, Your Honor, have some spine. For my sake. And Maya's sake. Like, when the channeling started, I was, like, sleeping in the side room. That is fair chill, but it was iffy neighborhood, and there was a cash advance place and liquor store next to it, so they just assumed, well, okay, I guess that is a safe assumption. Like, a little later, someone came into the room, like, really suddenly. Everything I see on the internet about it just sounds like pure bullshito. It was like, oh my god, totally my sister! I, like, hadn't seen her in, like, so long. I was so happy in, like, a sad way. My sister, she, like, told me something, like, totally terrible. Yes, a sucker punch anywhere can knock you out just from the pure shock. Now, hold your horses, young lady. You're saying the person that entered was your sister. Don't you mean the defendant, Maya Fey? Really now, Your Honor. Maya Fey was still in the middle of channeling at that time. Are you saying that the spirit was the spirit of this witness's sister? Yes, Mimi Mini. She was a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic. Oh, well, this is... I have to ask if that was a real Google AI quote. Witness? Like, yeah? In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell the court what this terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it. Like, do I totally, like, really have to? Of course. Ms. Meany, please. My sister, like, this is what she said to me. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. What is the one thing Google does not know? That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it? Eenie? She took her revenge. How to get YouTube to make money. Are you sure that's what she said? Yes. Are you satisfied, Your Honor? I still can't believe it. I can't believe that a spirit would go so far as to use a medium to get revenge. It is a bit hard to swallow. However, all the evidence and testimonies point to this as the truth. Oh, here's my favorite response to this question I found. If you hit the side of someone's neck with an axe instead of your forearm, you'll get a knockout every time. It's the end. What do you think, Mr. Wright? It certainly seems like all the loose ends are accounted for. This testimony just now, was it all made up? Was it just one huge lie? Of course it was, Phoenix. Mia, what do you mean? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. But even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find that one loose thread and unwind this tapestry of lies. Your Honor, there is room for doubt, so the defense will cross-examine this witness. We believe that our cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind the murder. Yet again, the foolish fool spouts out more foolishly foolish drabble. I wonder if you'll make this one more entertaining than the last. You're on! After the murder. Like, when the channeling started, I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Was that because of your, sesame allergy, was it? Like, that's right. I, like, think there were sesame seeds, like, in the lunch they served that day. I had this, like, premonition that it was going to totally be a seedy day. Yes, indeed. I see. Am I the only one who missed the boat here? Anyway, so you were taking a nap. Did something happen while you were sleeping? A little later, someone came into the room, like, really suddenly. Most of the answers are like, yeah, man, Vegas nerd, blah, blah, aka it's bullshit. You would have to get hit in the neck so hard that it rattles your brain or otherwise causes permanent damage to your neck. I always assumed you can't really knock people out like in movies and games without serious brain damage. There are ways, but they're not really long term. Like there's that chokehold where like you raise the person's left arm and they like you get up underneath it and whatever. That'll knock somebody out, but it's only for like seconds, not minutes. Do you know the time? Like, maybe a little before 11 a.m.? Something like that, I think. 11 a.m. Yeah, like, my stomach is totally ready for, like, food. No, I think you misunderstood me. I'm not asking what time it is now. I meant, what time was it when someone came into your room? Oh, so, like, that's what you meant. Like, you should have been more, like, clear about it. Sorry. My bad. No, it's okay. Like, it's really... That's it? Why'd you stop mid-sentence? Did I? So, like... What was I talking about again? Well, the sleeper hold is the safest and most... is the safest and most dangerous way to knock someone out. If you let go as soon as they go unconscious, they'll wake up a few seconds later. If you continue to cut off blood flow to the brain, they will not wake up anymore after that. Yeah. Witness. About this person who enters the side room. It was like, oh my god, totally my sister. Are you absolutely sure? I guess? You guess. Was it or was it not your sister who entered? Like, I don't know. I mean, like, I totally don't know your sister at all, Mr. Smith. First off, my name is not Mr. Smith. Second, I'm an only child. But more than that, she managed to mess up the question with her answer. Well, Mr. Wright? The defense rests. Well, that was a colossal waste of our time. Now then, witness, how did you feel when you saw Ms. Mimi Mini? It's so dangerous that referees in MMA fights are trained to immediately stop the fight the moment someone stops struggling, because even a few seconds in the hold can be fatal. Jesus Christ. I remember seeing people do that to each other in the hallway in high school. But I mean, everybody always just like stopped as soon as the person passed out. I like hadn't seen her in like so long. I was so happy in like a sad way. You were happy in a sad way? We call that melancholy. Yeah, like, I mean, it was my sister. But wouldn't most people react here with surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again? But, like, maybe if I was, like, someone who didn't know about, like, the occult? But I, like, know all about the Hurray channeling technique. The point here is the witness immediately recognized that it was not her, it was her sister. Yeah, like what she said. Should I drop this line of questioning? I've been in a lot of dangerous situations, but my fighting strategy was to run away. Or somehow disperse into a crowd, so I don't really know much about fighting people. Most people don't even know how to throw a punch. So, you really didn't think anything strange to the whole encounter? No. Like, there wasn't any reason for me to, like, think anything was strange. But, ow! Don't keep badgering her. You know the phrase, objection? Could you try using that once in a while? In jiu-jitsu class, I was always taught to slowly put on pressure until I felt a tap, and immediately let go, and never keep it locked in on someone who I wasn't sure was still awake. Not even for a second. Mr. Wright, this question of what the witness felt when she saw her sister, is it really that important? It's very important. It is very important, although I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But I've got to bluff for now and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. All right, Mr. Wright. Ms. Meany, please amend your testimony. Like, Okay, I'm, like, totally cool with that. I wasn't, like, scared at all, and, like, her costume looked totally, like, normal. It was like... Oh. Okay. My sister, she, like, told me something, like, totally terrible. I mean, unsurprisingly, cutting off circulation of the brain can have some rather serious consequences. Nah, it's not that important. Something terrible? What was this thing she told you? Huh? Like, did I just, tell you about it? Did you, like, forget already? A foolish fool with a foolish sieve. Why do I always say sieve? A foolish fool with a foolish sieve for a brain only speaks foolishly with foolish words. Well, excuse me, princess. Anyway, should I ask her the story again? I'm sorry, but could I hear that story one more time? Like, sure, no problem. I'll even, like, tell it all spooky-like for you. Oh. That was no accident. Oh, it's this bit. He drugged her. Blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna take this opportunity to go pee-pees. I will be right back. Give me a sec. Alright. We are back. Like, how was that? It was a little scary. Like, I'm sorry. Maybe I, put too much spookiness into it. Now there has to be something here I can use. But where? She really put a lot of thought into this lie, didn't she? We can't rush into this. Let's take it slowly, one step at a time. She's bound to slip up somewhere. Don't give up, but don't get careless, okay? Remember, calm and collected. Let's see. What can I use against her? Murder weapon was Gray's. 2 shots fired bears Maya's and Gray's fingerprints. Where's Tatter and Sun? Tatter is working on photos. Sun is currently sleeping. Let's see, so she has the driver's license. So she was driving. A little later, someone came into the room, really suddenly. It was like, oh my god, totally my sister. I wasn't scared at all, and her costume looked totally normal. Excuse me. When it comes to sleep schedule, baby's got the right idea, right? My sister, she told me something totally terrible. I'm sleeping in the side room. Checks. One of the women was not able to escape. The driver had fallen asleep at the wheel. Alright, that's it. I was like, oh my god, totally my sister. I wasn't scared at all. My sister, she told me something totally terrible. Gonna save. And now let's present this. Your Honor. Oh. But she was saying that her sister was driving. I just didn't tell you about it. Did you forget already? Okay. Well then... what can it be? Oh my god, totally my sister. Her costume looked totally... oh, okay. How much you want to bet he's gonna be look normal? It had blood all over it. Here we go. That was a very well-spun lie, Miss Eni. What are you babbling about this time, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. Stealing my lines now, are we, Phoenix? Ms. Meany, may I remind you of what you said? You said that there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Yeah? And? But I don't think that's what you were thinking at all. Take a look at this picture. Hold on. Obligatory. Look at this graph! This is a picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone appeared before you like this. It's a blood spray. Sweet. Got a screenshot.
Nice.
Ms. Meany, why did you not include the blood you saw in your testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noted it right off the bat. Order! Order! Miss Meany, what is the meaning of this? Miss Meany? I'm thinking! Don't interrupt me! And what are you stammering about, Your Honor? That witness, her personality did a complete 180 there. Lots of people do that when they get caught on the get on the stand, though. First of all, calm yourself, witness. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to snap. Now, hurry up with the testimony. If you please. The judge still looks a little shaken up. A lot of help he's gonna be. After the murder, part 2. The side room is, kind of dark, you know? So, the costume is, purple, right? The blood totally blended in. And I, persuaded my sister it wasn't, right to do something like that. And then, I took my sister to the channeling chamber? Yes, now I see. And you have given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood. You think? Thanks, Gramps. Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? No! What? She's I took her to the channeling chamber. You wouldn't have noticed along the way or something? What the fuck? Push this right now. What? All right. I guess not. Very well. You may question the witness. The side room is kind of dark, you know? Really? Because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room. Don't push your subjective opinions upon this court. That's right. Excuse me, but how is my statement any more subjective than Ms. Miney's? Or Ms. Meany's? You are such a hopeless cause. Witness, you may feel free to ignore this trite little man. Okay. Ugh, can't breathe. Let me out of here. So, the costume is, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. Whoops. Gotta press it. You didn't see the blood. Yeah. But you must have had the gun with her at that time as well. That's, Are you gonna tell me next that you didn't notice the gun either? I, totally didn't. All I was looking at was, her face. So how can you not notice the gun, not notice the blood, but see the face of this person and know it's your sister? Continue. And I, like, persuaded my sister it wasn't, like, right to do something like that. And what was your sister, Ms. Mimi Meanie, like at that time? Well, she was, like, totally flipped out because she just shot Mr. Gray. But I think, like, she knew. She, like, said she did something really bad. And, like, she said she wanted to go with me to, like, apologize to Ms. Morgan. Did Mimi's spirit really say all that to you? Like, yeah. And then, like, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Like, I guess so. I guess maybe, like, taking her revenge on Dr. Gray, like, made her feel a lot better. I'd like to feel a lot better, too. Mr. Phoenix Wright, the sooner, the better. She says with her whip at the ready. And, like, Ms. Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? Like, totally, oh my god. OMG. May I ask you one more thing, Ms. Meanie? Like, sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place? Huh? Like, when do you mean? When? When you... arrived at the crime scene? Yeah. I'm talking when you arrived at the channeling chamber. Like, no, nothing strange. What should I do? Press harder. You didn't notice a passed out lady? Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. Just give up already, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I wonder if I put too much faith in Enie's ability to do anything with that brain. It's no good. I can't find anything wrong. Phoenix, the judge believes his testimony. If you don't find something sort of hitch in her statement, something sort of hitch. Huh. Oh, if you don't find some sort of hitch in her statement, he'll end the trial. Oh, he'll end the trial. I know. We have to give it another shot. It doesn't matter how many times we listen. We can't give up. Side room was totally dark. Costume is like purple, right? The blood totally blended in, and I like persuaded my sister it wasn't like right to do something like that. And then like I took my sister to the channeling chamber. No! Shit. I didn't mean to do that. Ah, damn it. Hey!
Oh, shit! A rat!
Kinda dark. Costume is like purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. Actually, now... let's go over to the costume, because... oh. Alright, but... oh, yeah, I guess there isn't blood on her tits. I mean... on the part covering her tits. Actually... oh, no, there is. There's blood on the boobies! I like persuaded my sister it wasn't, like, right to do something like that. And then I like took my sister to the channeling chamber. I wonder if it's this. this. Nope. Okay. Then I took my sister to the channeling chamber. Side room was kind of dark, you know? It wasn't, though. But I don't have anything to prove that. So, like, the costume is, like, purple, right? What if I present the costume? No. I don't feel like she would know to go to the channeling chamber, though. Like, why would she take her? No. Side room is kind of dark, you know. I know that it wasn't. But I'm trying to figure out what exactly. Costume is like purple, right? The blood totally blended in. You didn't see the blood. You had a gun. Gonna tell me you didn't notice the gun? This? Nope. Damn it. Okay. Ryder, do you remember what it is? She says, side room was kind of dark. Costume is purple. Blood blends in. Persuaded my sister it wasn't right to do something like that. I wouldn't even know what evidence to present to that if that's the right thing. And then, like, I took my sister to the channeling chamber. But, like, she burned the evidence. Yeah, that's what got me to this line of questioning, was I presented this picture saying, oh, hi Ratter, I'm back, dog needed attention. Yeah, I did. And, it didn't get anywhere. I presented it with this line, so like the costume is like purple, right? The blood totally blended right in, and they didn't take that. I guess we could try again. Here you go. Yeah, no. I feel like it's not right to do something. I'm sorry. I mean, there's a map of the channeling chamber, and this. I wonder. It didn't work. You mind just looking up the answer really quick? I feel like this statement is the thing that it wants me to present something to, but I'm not sure what. Persuaded my sister it wasn't like right to do something like that. Car accident. My attorney's badge. I could see how they're sisters. Then I took my sister to the channeling chamber. I tried the key. There's a knife, the costume. This wouldn't prove anything. The jar wouldn't really matter. That? No. You did do. I persuaded my sister it wasn't right to do something like that. So the costume is purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. There's gotta be something here that's like, nah. Maybe this? No. That's not it. It's only to the testimony that I can... Okay, what about it? Okay. Okay. Press harder. Think harder. I know you can remember something. You really can't. Just give up, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Oh, you know what? Okay. Okay. I bet you the thing is I chose the wrong thing. We're going to the crime scene. I'm talking about when you were going to the channeling chamber. Like, no, nothing strange. She answered rather quickly. Now what? Think harder. I know you can remember something. Like, totally can't. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court. Do you think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd on the way to the channeling chamber is all that important? It's really important. I ask because it is very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this. Very well. Ms. Meany, if you will, please include a statement about this in your testimony. Like, I don't get why, but okay. I, didn't see anyone on the way to, the channeling chamber. Try to remember that time. Oh, I remember. I remember, I totally didn't see anyone on the way. I guess this really is a dead end. Something you finally pull out of witness is never a dead end, Phoenix. It's no good. Can't find anything wrong. Okay. It's gotta be something. I didn't see anyone on the way to that channeling chamber. Whoop. Ah, damn it. Okay. You saw this little girl. You say that you didn't see anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. However, that is impossible. What do you mean? I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay. Interesting. You have a semi-intelligent look on your face. So, what about this child? It just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden. The garden? Yup. Which means anyone walking through the area would have seen her. So, Miss Meany, what do you have to say to that? Ah! Whoops, sorry, Trinket. As the coach can see, she's a bit of an airhead. Also, she was leading her sister at that time. Child mentioned soccer player mode activated!
Hey, everybody!
What's going on, Keyshawn? How you doing, my dude? Do you honestly think that she would have noticed a simple child playing? Preposterous! It's not preposterous, and I can prove it. What sort of foolish... There is no way someone walking along the winding way could not have noticed Pearl. This urn is my proof. An old cracked clay pot. What is this going to prove? Do you know why it's cracked? It's because Pearl broke it. That's why. She broke the urn? Ah! Why do I feel like you're about to ruin my beautiful day? This urn was broken around the time the channeling started. Ah! And Pearl was the one who put it back together, while sitting right in the middle of the winding way. What? Much less exhausted than before. Now I can function normally. Normally, ampersand. God fucking damn it. Ms. Meany. Pearl was there in the winding way at the time. She was hard at work putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Ms. Meanie. You are a masterful liar. Ah! Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say. The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Ms. Meanie, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. The witness just testified about that. That's right. I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? Your lies end here. She's clearly not a masterful liar. Every time someone accuses her of lying, she starts eating her hat. It's a tasty hat. It's a beret. It's from France. It tastes like a baguette. Hey, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, it always sucks when you're trying to correct a typo, then spell it wrong again. If only YouTube allowed stream chatters to edit their comments or something. The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible, because there's clearly a contradiction here. A contradiction? Where is this contradiction? Where is the contradiction? She was not sleeping. The answer is in the court record. What? Planning to throw out another irrelevant piece of evidence? Very well, the court will see this evidence. Wait, Mia? I don't know what you plan on showing to the court, but I can guarantee you the answer is not there. Just this once, I'll lend you a hand. Now rethink your answer. All right. Mr. Wright, what is your answer? Okay, time to add another bluff to the pile. The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible because there is clearly a contradiction here. Earlier in your testimony, Ms. Meanie, you made the following statement. And, like, Ms. Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? It's true that at the time both myself and Ms. Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So? Like, what does that, like, have to do with anything? It's very simple. Ms. Meanie, how did you know that fact? How? I can see that Miss Faye was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Which means, Ms. Meanie, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. But you didn't go there by way of the winding way. But look at the manor guide map. If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use the winding way. Yes, that's right, Your Honor. Which is why I ask this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Ms. Meanie, please answer the question. Don't ask a question off of a baseless assumption, if you please. Well, I suppose since you've put it out on the table, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yeah. The only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Eeny Meeny. So now's the time to prove it. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Where was the witness when the murder took place? She was right here. Ms. Meany was here, of course.
But that's the channeling chamber.
Isn't that the crime scene? That's right. Ms. Meany was at the scene of the crime.
Order! That's...
Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started.
Yes, that's correct. Please, explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Simple. Miss Eeny Meeny was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Like, where was I hiding? You were hiding right here, bitch. Here, of course.
Behind the folding screen?
Ah! Don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony. There ain't no way anyone was hanging out behind the folding screen. See? You stupid jerk. Quit being so quick to pin it on me, slime ball.
No, Miss Meany.
One so young as you shouldn't be saying, "Shut it, Gramps," as if you know exactly how old I am.
I'm sorry.
Looks like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this. The urn! Ms. Meany, how you were able to hide yourself at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. Ah! That tiny little box? No person could fit in that. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. Lotta disproved you when she was hiding from what she was hiding from me. But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means it has nothing to do with the murder at all. That's right. I was sleeping there, so I should know. That clothing box was there in the side room the whole time.
Mr. Wright, do you think you can prove the clothing box was at the scene of the crime?
Yeah, I have some evidence. And now I present the piece of evidence that will prove this clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Is it that?
I fell asleep.
You got lucky, Phoenix. Give it another shot. It will prove the clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Take a look at this clothing box. You're so stupid. As if there's any sort of evidence in that old thing.
This... What on earth?
I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already.
There's a hole! About 8 inches off the ground.
Huh. A hole about 8 inches off the ground. Where have we heard that before?
The folding screen. It had a hole at the same height.
That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and then into the box. Ms. Meanie, you were hiding behind the folding screen waiting for your chance. Yes, for your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Ah!
Order! Order! So what you were saying...
Mr. Phoenix Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss Eenie Meanie? That is exactly what I'm saying. Miss Eenie Meanie. You were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey.
To masquerade as Maya Fey?
She had it planned from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No. Stop! I can't listen to this any more of this foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then I have a proposition. This whole idea is that the witness moves the clothing box to this crime scene, pretended to be the defendant, kills the victim, and then flees the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do that all by herself. No, it's not possible. It really is impossible for one person to do all the preparations, that is. Need I remind you, the foolish receive no mercy. Wait, Miss Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? You can't be serious. Miss Meanie, you had an accomplice. This person? If it wasn't someone from Kurain Village, you couldn't have gotten the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fey household, you wouldn't have that box to use.
Morgan Fey. Isn't that the wonderful lady witness we had earlier?
What do you have to say to this, Miss Meanie? You shot Dr. Gray with your own 2 hands. Do you deny it? I think that's what really happened. I think this is what really happened. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Dressed in a medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other 2, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged Maya Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then, she stabbed Dr. Gray with the knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so that she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. But that's when something unexpected happened.
Unexpected?
Yes. Bang. Dr. Gray was actually not yet dead. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at his attacker. And that is why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. Wouldn't he have hit Maya? The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray and bang. After that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room. Yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear, which is why, upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. Click. Ms. Meany, she immediately covered her own costume with blood. Click! And pretended to be Maya Fey. But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through. Which is precisely why Ms. Morgan Fey chased us out. Please, leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here.
What is one supposed to say?
This is the real truth behind this murder. Ha.
Who is that, laughing at a time like this?
Ah! Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry, are you still by chance evolving? What is it this time?
Ms. Von Karma, surely...
Of course it was me! Do you really think someone of Von Karma blood would lose due to something this petty? What in the world? Mr. Phoenix Wright, your argument is flawed in one very crucial area. And that is, if this witness is the real murderer, why would she go through all this trouble? Huh? Working together with a medium, pretending to be one, putting on this whole act. What reason would she have to do such foolish things? Huh? Well, that's, yeah, that's right! That's exactly what I was gonna say. Oh, and one other thing. Why would Miss Eeny Meeny want to kill Dr. Gray? Where is her motive? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say too! Yeah, motive! I don't have a motive! We're about to present stuff. Motive? That's... I can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive now. What is her reason for wanting Dr. Gray dead? The reason you wanted Dr. Gray dead is this. Ho hum, ho hum. Ha! Just as I thought. You bore me with your silly answers, Phoenix Wright. Just great. Now even she's calling me by my full name. You think I did this to get revenge for my sister's death? Yes! Because through that accident, you suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Don't be stupid. No one has proof that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? And you want to say I wanted to take revenge based on nothing?
What do you mean by that?
Senile, stupid Gramps. I'm like going to explain, so like, please listen, okay? It's been over half a year since I was discharged from the hospital. If I like wanted revenge, then like I wouldn't have waited this long. And besides, like the guy that thought of the spirit thing was like Dr. Gray. It was like a total coincidence he asked me about it, you know? She's back to her airhead persona. However, you see, yeah! Pathetic, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You fail to support your own theory. The end.
I think we have our answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What Miss Meany has stated is very true. The revenge plan is overly complicated and she has no motive in the first place. Furthermore, there is no reason for Ms. Morgan Fay to cooperate with this plan. You don't even have any truly decisive pieces of evidence to demonstrate your point.
Tisk tisk, so many faults, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should really learn your place. What happened? I thought I had her for sure. See, like, it's just as I, told you. I hope you liked your slice of humble pie.
Very well. I now conclude the cross-examination of Miss Eeny Meeny.
Your Honor, please allow the defense 1 more minute.
All right.
You can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, Phoenix. Mia. Yes, it does sound like a ridiculously messed up plan for a murder. But you know, regardless, that girl trained for this crime. Really? If the titties don't fit, you must acquit. That is a brilliant line. If the tits don't fit, you must acquit. Listen, Phoenix. Everything happens for a reason. There is a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray. And it's also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion.
Time is up, Mr. Wright. Your final answer, please. If you want to say that you can prove Miss Meany had a motive, then why did she kill the victim in this way? Can you provide the reason?
Can I really do this? Yeah, I can. I'm not totally confident here, but I know that I must press on no matter what. That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now. I will show and substantiate the fact that Miss Meany had a motive. Miss Meany had a motive. Haha, too bad, you're too late. My cross-examination has already ended after all. Ah! Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? You're supposed to be on my side! Yeah! Von Karma only cares about the perfect win. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And I don't care if you are my witness. So help me, I will throw you out of my way. No way.
Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. We will continue the cross-examination after we reconvene.
Wait a... I mean... Alright, looks like we're about to reach the thrilling climax here. Give me another 5 minutes for my last break. I will be right back. Hold up. Also, welcome, Victor. All right. Victor, did you see that I got a new tattoo? The picture should be in the Discord if you want to go take a look. It's pretty cool. June 22nd, 12:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant's Lobby, number 3. Is it really true about my aunt? I'm afraid so, Maya. There's no way Enid could have killed Dr. Gray by herself. And under the circumstances, there's no one else other than your aunt, Morgan. Ooh, skips away briefly. That's terrible. Why would my aunt... Everything is going just as I predicted, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Ah! Miss Von Karma! Why are you doing this? Why are you trying to take revenge on Nick? Nick had nothing to do with what happened to your dad. Don't you have something better to worry about? Say, your own situation? Looking down on me, even though we're the same age? Are you done? Are you done yet? You caused me enough pain and suffering. Not yet. My goal is to defeat you, and let the whole world know of your defeat. But even if you do that, it won't bring your father back. Whatever. In the meantime, let's bring this match to its conclusion. And then we will know who the real winner is. June 22nd, 12:10 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Von Karma, a bitch! Court will now reconvene. Mr. Wright. The fuck is your dick riding Phoenix for? Yes, Your Honor?
Can you prove Miss Eeny Meeny had a motive?
Eeny Meeny had a mo. Yes, I believe I can. Eeny Meeny and Dr. Gray have only one point of connection. And that is the car accident 1 year ago. The motive I'm looking for must be there. Ms. Meany, please testify to this court about your car accident last year. Huh? I thought, you wanted to, ask about my, motive. I, don't see the point in, bringing up the past. I feel like at this point that judge should probably recuse himself from cases involving Maya and Phoenix because they have too much of a personal history now. Now you're speaking the Echicon language, Keyshawn. Okay. I totally don't think it'll do any good, but... Last year's accident. That was, last year in May. Something really bad had happened at, my sister's clinic around then. And, the night of the accident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving. I was, totally pooped too, so I, fell asleep in the passenger seat. I, woke up because of a jolt. I woke up because of a jolt, and, it was a sea of flames around me. I, opened the door and, got away. I feel like the judge should recuse himself because he a bitch. Ah!
Got him!
Yeah, the judge a bitch too, but in a different way.
I think I've heard of this incident.
It was all the talk on the tabloid shows day after day last year.
Yes, and there was talk about Dr. Gray drugging your sister. Ah!
Those were merely rumors. Totally baseless gossip.
Yes. Mr. Wright, you may question the witness.
Right now, it's impossible to prove that Dr. Gray did in fact drug Ms. Meany's sister. Yeah, which means I'll have to work this from another angle. Imagine somebody pulls out a whip and starts whipping the judge, and he just sits there and takes it like, huh? He's into it. That was like last year in May. Didn't some sort of medical malpractice happen at your sister's hospital then? Yeah, like, that was in May too. Like, the thing with all the patients dying was like May 2nd. And like, our accident was like on the 24th. 2 accidents back to back. Do you assume it's just a coincidence? My sis was like totally tired. So that's why. Duh. Like, something really bad had happened at like my sister's clinic around then. That was the malpractice incident where 14 patients died, correct? Yeah. What was the cause of the mistake? Like, I heard it was cause the medicines like got mixed up. Was that the fault of your sister Mimi? Like, no way! Dr. Gray like wanted to blame it on my sis. So that incident has nothing to do with our murder here. Besides, the police report has already documented that it was entirely Mimi's fault. Which means, as far as the real facts are concerned, Mimi is the one who made the mistake. But, like, it really wasn't my sis. And, like, the night of the accident, my sis was totally tired while she was driving. She was totally tired. You mean exhausted? Like, she had to talk to the police and, like, was being investigated, like, every day. It was, like, a totally terrible situation. It's no wonder, then, that the car accident happened, huh? So then, why didn't you ask to switch places? Huh? Like, what are you talking about? I meant switch drivers. If your sister was so tired, then you should have switched with her. True. Oh, but like, I don't like have a driver's license? Like this one? Enie's photo for her driver's license? Like this one? This is news to me. I was not aware you didn't have your license, Miss Meanie.
Miss Meanie, please amend your testimony.
Like, okay, anyway. I was like totally pooped too, so like I fell asleep in the passenger seat. I like woke up because of a jolt, and like it was a sea of flames around me. And your sister, what happened to her? I didn't see her. The car was like totally black and there was like a ton of smoke. I like totally had like no clue what was going on. I like opened the door and like got away. Please tell us about your escape in more detail. I like kept wanting to forget that time, so like I don't remember things about the accident in like detail anymore.
Well, it's alright. No need to push yourself.
I think I like gave an interview after the accident. Like that would probably be the most accurate, you know? If that's the article, then I've already got it. I don't know, I saw Rick and Morty's voice actors voicing over the state of Georgia versus Denver Fenton case. Oh, yeah, I saw that one too. I know what you're talking about. I like didn't have my license, so like I couldn't take over driving for her. Fuck it, I'm just gonna present this. This license? Ms. Meanie, that was a lame lie just now. Like, what do you mean? I know you had a license back then. This is a photo you took for the express purpose of getting a driver's license.
What is the meaning of this, Miss Meanie?
Discord! That's, that's right. Yeah, I had like a license, but I didn't get it until after the accident. No, you had it. You had it at the time of the accident. Director Hottie, or the guy pretending to be him anyway, said so. What? Are you talking about that perverted fake clinic director? Yes, that perverted fake clinic director. Ah! No one cares. Witness, when did you receive your driver's license? Like last November. What? November? The accident happened last May. That's half a year lapse in time, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Chill should play Glover every day of the year. I agree with past Chill. You're using my own words against me. I told you you would get a full playthrough of Glover once it comes out on the Switch. You will get a Glove Day. In fact, we will call that day Glove Day whenever I do get to do it. Glove Day! And whatever day that will be Glover Appreciation Day forever. What in the...
That's what happened? That's what happened, Mr. Wright. At the time of the accident, Miss Meany did not have a driver's license. If the glove fits, you must not quit. If the tit fits, you must acquit.
Ow! Cry and my whip will accommodate.
Anyway, without a license, the witness and her sister could not have switched drivers.
I'm getting coffee. Get some coffee, Leo. I'm, like, glad you get it, but, like, even if I had my license, I, like, don't think my sis would have, like, let me drive. Yeah! Don't just stand there humming to yourself. Not you too, Mia. With the whip and the pain and the ow. Miss Meany, why do you think you would not have been allowed to drive anyway? That's because you're not allowed to ask questions, Mia. You're currently an 8-year-old girl. That question should be stricken from the record.
I think this situation calls for a more detailed testimony. Miss Meany, if you please.
Like, how annoying. That tat is beautiful. Also, pumpkin patch photo with the baby is cuteness overload. Well, all I can say is...
Thank you!
I appreciate it. The tattoo has pretty much healed at this point. Now I'm just waiting for all the hair to grow back. I've got a bunch of, like, red spots on the back of my leg from hair growing back. But I'm glad to say that the tattoo did not smear, did not have any issues. The artist did a fucking fantastic job. Rogue Heart Tattoo in Dallas. Chill, you clearly don't know anything about the law. The 8-year-old clause is a long-standing legal doctrine. It goes back to Little Susie versus the state of New York in 1896. Great detail. Yep. Rogue Heart Tattoo did a really good job. Look her up. I think her name is Marie Sherping, but Rogue Heart Tattoo at Midgar Studio. They do a lot of bright, like, or she does a lot of like bright anime video game stuff, and her Instagram is full of her past work. She is the one to go to if you want an anime tattoo. She does a really good job. Like, how annoying. Oops, like, sorry. Didn't mean to be mean. I wouldn't be allowed. Like, around that time, I was, like, really close to getting my license. My sis was, like, this totally big fan of cars, and, like, I really valued them. She, like, had just gotten this really shiny, bright red sports car. She, like, oh my god, how could a nurse afford a sports car? Really? Really? That's the most unbelievable part of this game. A fucking RN buying a sports car? Okay. She, like, would say things like, no way am I letting a noob drive my car. So, like, that's why I ended up in the passenger seat that night, too.
I see. A bright red car for sports. Now then, the defense may question the witness.
I'm not terribly knowledgeable about cars, but... So, what do you mean by really close? Like, I had one of those permit things. I think that's what they're called. She got a sugar daddy named Dr. Gray. Permit? Wow, the big name lawyer boy doesn't even know what a driver's permit is? Well, this lawyer never had a permit. Ah! Ignorance is to be whipped. What is with her? According to nurse.com, the median salary of a registered nurse in the US is $86K. Now look up the cost of red sports car. Look up the cost of like a basic model of a Corvette. What is with her? So like, may I continue? My sis was like this totally big fan of cars and like really valued them. She valued cars. How much would you say she valued her car? Well, like, she flipped out at like a drop of rain, and like she would notice if someone like touched the car door with dirty hands. In that case, why bother taking the car out of the garage ever? Why did she take such special care of the car? How can you say that? It was a brand spanking new car. New car. Like, you wouldn't want to, like, get it dirty, would you, Mr. Lawyer? I would think that cars getting dirty is just another fact of life, but I guess people who really love cars think otherwise. Phoenix, try asking something of more significance, alright?
Well, Miss Meany, what kind of car was it?
She, like, had just gotten this really shiny, bright, red, blah, 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 blah. It was a new car? Yeah. She had, like, just gotten it. It was, like, from the UK. Oh, no. Oh, no! She just blew up her own testimony. She couldn't have been on the passenger side like we think of it because she would have been on the left side. Oh, damn. According to Kelly's Blue Book, a 2023 Chevrolet Corvette has a 5-year cost to own of $100,904. After 5 years, a 2023 Corvette with will depreciate $32,261 and have a residual value of $33,634. But that's after 5 years, so it would still be well over the yearly salary of a nurse. Ain't no way that's happening. Not with cost of living.
The UK? Were those her boyfriend's the initials?
Was 85 minus 17. I'm so stupid. For a second there, I thought you were going to ask, like, what's 85 minus 35? And then he would say 50. And then you would say 50 snuts in your mouth. I mean, 86 minus 17. Fuck. Oh, but now you're going for 69. I think she could afford it, but she wouldn't have any savings left, probably. Maybe after several years of saving up, like a lot of years. Because, like I said, like, even cost of living... Well, that's this year, 86K as an average. Look up what year this game came out, because I'm pretty sure it's like 2003 or something. And see what the average nurse income was. Because I think the average nurse income has actually ballooned since COVID, because so many nurses quit that it skewed the price of nurses upward, because you just can't get good quality nurses anymore. Yeah, and Ratter just said, and it's probably accounting for traveling nurses. Man, if there was ever a time that I wish that I was actually in nursing, it would have been COVID. And I will tell you why. There were nurses that would literally come to our hospital from out of state. Traveling nurses would come to our hospital, and Victor, I think, could actually attest to this, because I think he was working at this point too. We would get a lot of nurses at our hospital who knew nothing, who cared about nothing, and didn't actually want to learn the job, because they were there for a 6-week stretch, and they would get paid hand over fist, like $20, $30 more per hour than our actually qualified and seasoned nurses. And they sucked at their job, but they would get paid way more, be given living accommodations, and a stipend for food every day. And then after the 6 weeks of them knowing fuck all and doing shit like increasing blood pressure meds that are meant to raise your blood pressure on somebody whose blood pressure was already sky high. Yes, that was a thing that happened at our hospital. They would get paid a fuck ton, enough to where they could pay off their goddamn mortgage after doing this 4 or 5 times. It's nuts. It was absolutely nuts. And then us that stayed in the same healthcare profession, even doctors that just stayed at the hospital, didn't travel at all, ended up getting paid less than these nurses that were traveling. Why? I don't know. It was. And so all of our good nurses left, because they found out that they could make money hand over fist going to Kansas for 6 weeks at a hospital that they will never see again after 6 weeks, and pay off their car, their mortgage, their student loans. It was nuts. It was a crazy time. Now it's kind of evened out, but even still, because of COVID, all of the good nurses who were old enough to be able to be like, you know what, I'm just going to retire, did. All of the nurses who realized that they were getting paid more at other hospitals because they were traveling left. And so we got left with these other nurses that weren't qualified or just got out of nursing school. We've yet to recover. Many of them retired. Exactly. The quality of nursing has gone down demonstrably, and it's very upsetting because so many of them care about med administration times and meeting a scan quota more than actually focusing on patient care. But also, to their point, they're given 7 or 8 patients on med-surg floors, and they're expected to give all 8 of those patients the same amount of care in their 12-hour shift. You can't expect that. That's not possible. So of course they stop caring about their patients and just start focusing on when their next dose of Zosyn is. Shortage is even worse. Long-term care. I'm back. I was getting coffee. It's been a wild ride. Chill has gone from, oh, nurses don't make any money, to, holy shit, it's insane how much money nurses make. The shortage is so bad now that they are training and importing foreign nurses. Yeah, exactly. So let me be frank, and this is just a statement for the economy as it is right now. People are not incentivized to stay with their job. They are incentivized to job hop and get paid more by job hopping. Nurses that have stayed at our hospital from COVID onward, whatever, do not make nearly as much as their cohorts who have gotten hired on in the last couple of years. So the skew in pay is way different. And the only difference is they got hired on earlier than these newer nurses. They're not doing a different job. They're just getting paid less than these other people because the hospitals have to be competitive, right? So this does nothing to retain employees. The only thing that it does is make your employees realize, oh, I can go somewhere else, get paid $5, $6, $7, $10 more an hour than what I'm making now at a job that actually does a lot less than what I'm doing now, so there's less stress. So they job hop. But the people who stuck around are stuck with the low-paying wage that they basically had pre-COVID. Yeah, that's with any job right now. The only way most people ever get a raise more than a quarter a year is by threatening to leave. The hard-working, loyal company man is often paid less than new hires. Yeah, which makes people like me really... I feel like such a chump because I know this is a fact. I know that I stand to make more if I go someplace else, but I feel guilty whenever job applications ask me that question of how much would I like to make, because I feel like if I answer something that's crazy, it'll do two things. They will expect a lot from me, or they will see how much I'm asking and be like, well, he's too expensive, we don't want that, and move on to the next candidate. So I always ask for a little bit more than what I'm making. And I know that I'm shortchanging myself, but I think that's really an unfair question for job applications to ask you. How much? Yeah, Ratter said it is unfair. They should just be posting a range of what they are willing to pay, and I totally agree with that. Like, if you post me a range of you stand to make anywhere between $100,000 and $130,000 a year, and you come back with how much I would make hourly or whatever, based off of that, as long as it falls within that range, you can't be like, that's unfair! No, they posted that it's within this range, but the job applications always ask you, what do you want to make? No. Don't ask that. Because when I put in, I want to make $100 an hour, you're not going to take me. That's what I want to make. That's not what you're going to pay me. What are you willing to pay me so that I can continue to negotiate with you? Don't make this, I answered the wrong number, I'm going to throw out his application. That is fucked up. Who the fuck? And the job market is now becoming worse. And the job market is now becoming worse. The 3 to 6 month turnaround has become 6 months to a year. Who the fuck cares what they expect from you? Every company expects maximum effort from even their minimum wage employees. Get yours and let them worry about how they get theirs. You have to understand we are living in the most anti-work climate in all of history. Every single company out there just wants human resources to exploit. Human resources, not the actual department, human resources. I get what you mean. Exactly, and that's why... But you understand where I'm coming from with when they ask me how much I want to make, I feel like if I put in a number that's ridiculous to them, they're not going to pay it, or they're not going to give me the job, or they're not even going to negotiate, you know? So I get nervous about seeming unattractive to these employers, and by doing so, yeah, and Ratter said, well, what if it's like 4D chess, where like you put in a number that you thought was really, really high, and they're like, oh man, that's actually lower than what we were expecting to pay, we're going to take him. You just don't know that. That's a fact of the matter that you just don't know unless they give you a range. BRB, got to run to a code. Good luck, buddy. Save some children's lives. I believe in you, Victor. Also, education is being devalued. They are asking for less education, more experience, and they can pay you less. You gotta look out for yourself. I always dislike the idea of tell me how much you want to be paid. Tell me how much you're willing to offer, because literally everyone, when posed with that question, would answer really high, like $1,000 an hour. When they ask you how much you want to make, look up the median salary and go 1.5 times that. They will talk you down to the median, which is twice what you would get otherwise. Yeah, so this, it's a hang-up that I know that I need to get over. Also, the job market for my specific field is pretty saturated where I'm at, so the only available jobs are super downtown, which would add a lot to my commute, and also not a consistent schedule, and also evenings and overnight. Otherwise, they are part-time or as-needed jobs. So my schedule would be very variable. And right now, the one thing that I value the most, although I would like to get paid more, and as an aside, I feel like the company should just do a, not quality of life, inflation adjustment to all of their employees' pay. The cost of living, that's it. Cost of living adjustment, and I would be perfectly happy. But I digress. The thing that I value most right now is consistency and schedule, so that I can plan my time around spending time with Ratter and Cal. I have a consistent job right now, and I know that I could take another job. However, the opportunities are not what I am looking for. Would I get paid more? Yes. Would I have to have a weird schedule and A, not be able to be with wife and child as much as I am right now, and B, not be able to stream anymore or stream consistently anymore? I would much rather have a consistent schedule so I can plan things accordingly. When companies say, tell me how much you're worth, what they're really saying is, we want to know if we can exploit your humanity and or desperation for a gain. And I, unfortunately, and I will be the first to admit this, am the patsy that will be like, well, I don't want to ask Mr. Corporation too much money, otherwise they won't hire me. Anyways, let's finish out this case. And it was a really special model. She had waited for a whole year for it to arrive. I guess her love of cars would be the obvious next topic. Tell me how your worth is a fucking joke of a question. Tell me how much you're worth is a fucking joke of a question. Yeah, exactly. You should tell me how much I'm worth to your company, based off my experience. At this point, I'm just like, exploit me, daddy, please. Tired of 6 months to get a job at a gas station or McDonald's. Yeah, I feel that, Leo. I was unemployed for 3 months of my life, and I felt like the most useless piece of shit during that time. Now, to be fair, the one silver lining of that is, I was going to say, the one silver lining to my 3 months of unemployment was when I met Ratter and we started dating. However, I still felt like a worthless piece of shit because I didn't have a job, and America puts so much emphasis on a person's value whether or not they are employed. So while I was happy that I had the time to spend with my then girlfriend, future wife, future mother of my child, I still felt so upset that I had no job. So being jobless and just looking for the thing that will take you. I almost took a job basically in Arkansas. I was almost all the way out east from Texas to take a job. And then somebody came in with a job offer for a hospital in East Texas, and I was like, well, good, okay. And that's what made it work. What they ultimately want is someone with no self-respect who will kowtow and do whatever they're told. Those are the people who they can use up and toss out. Damn, who the fuck lives in Arkansas? I don't know. Weird people. My region is very oil price dependent. When I was able to work, Trump took office and oil crashed, and took me 2 years to get a job at a Walmart because I had a gap from 2019 to 23 because of medical issues. Yeah, that's a huge problem, and it shouldn't be a problem, but some places are just like that, and yeah, I feel for you, man. Joblessness is one of the most frustrating things that an adult can experience. Ready for round 2? Yeah, get a plan B and C ready and in line, Leo. I don't want you to have to experience that again. Sorry, not 2019 and 2023. Age 19 to 23. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Get a plan B in line. Start finding another means of income just in case, because we care about you. And things are about to get very weird for all of us. What's the point of selling shit for companies if every person is just meant to be a robot that's being exploited by some company? To have people there to do the shit? Honestly, sometimes jobs feel like they are just wanting to put money in your pocket so you can put money back into the economy. Sometimes it doesn't even feel like the job is all that important, but they want to give money. It's, I just don't know. I'm probably moving to the States, waiting for more information right now. Yeah, they want to put more money in their own damn pocket. Yep. You're thinking about moving to the States? Wait a year. Let's see what happens. Don't be too hasty. But also, if you do come to the States, I wish you the absolute best of luck, Leo. We care about all of y'all in our community. Point is this, wealthy do not care so much about how much money they make. They really care about how much money they have compared to how much you have, because that gives them power. Thanks, Jill. Well, of course. We love having you guys around. I had a feeling this was bound to come up. Your Honor.
Yes?
Please have the witness append what she just said to her testimony.
You mean the part about it being a special import car?
Yes.
Well, if you like cars that much, then...
That's not my point. Though to be honest, I don't know what the point is either.
Ms. Meany, would you please fix your testimony?
Sure, whatever. My sis new car was like a totally special model from England. I yelled, "Hold it," pretty forcefully, but I don't actually know what to ask about cars. So, yes. What am I supposed to pick from her talk a bit? Let's start with this. Why are British cars good? Like, huh? They're expensive and their driver's seat is opposite to our cars here in the States. It would seem there's no benefit to owning one. Like, huh? This whole steering wheel on the right side thing, it's kind of goofy, isn't it? What do you know? That sleek shape, the way it starts, it's, the raw feeling of manual transmission. Ugh, forgive me. Her personality really changes at the drop of a hat. Phoenix's angle is that she said that she was in the passenger side of the car whenever the flames or they got into the accident. But now that it's a car from the UK, the passenger side all of a sudden changes, and what we thought was a person driving on the left side now becomes a person driving on the right side. I've yet to see what piece of evidence is going to point foibles in that, but it seems like that is going to be the thing that like upends everything in her testimony. It's interesting, isn't it, Phoenix? Bit by bit, we're beginning to see the real contradiction behind this case. She would say things like, "No way am I letting a noob drive my car." Was your sister good at driving? She was totally awesome. She said she was going to be racing queen of the nursing world. The higher the number, the more confident you become. If the common man is self-sufficient, owns his own house, and has the means to sustain himself and his family, then being a billionaire doesn't make you that much better than him. I have a pension that pays more than minimum wage here anyway, so I'm not in the crisis, but being unemployed for longer than a month really takes a toll on you mentally. I totally understand that. I totally understand what you mean. What the fuck is Phoenix's angle? If the common man is self-sufficient, blah blah blah, and we can't have that. The higher the number, the more confident you become. At least to Elon Musk. Well, nobody really cares what Elon Musk believes, except for all of the red-pilled Zoomers. I got a pee-pee. I will be right back. Alright, we're back. Fortunately, Elon Musk is soon to be a government official, right hand and the most powerful man in the country. I think that they're going to have an ego struggle. I can almost guarantee it. It's going to be very interesting to see. Somehow, I think she bumped my question off track again. So, that's why I ended up in the passenger seat that night, too. And that's when the accident occurred, right? Yeah. I, immediately reached for the passenger side door and fled, in a daze.
Sounds like you had a terrifying time.
There's something very big here. It's going to be hard to break apart such a natural-sounding testimony, but we have to attack it, and by doing so, a flaw will show itself. It has to. Do you really think so? Believe. There is a path. I know it. Not that I know of. Mia almost sounded like a prophet for a second there. Around the time I was like really close to getting my license. All I know for sure is the last time it was in office, the oil price for Western Canadian Select fell by half on for the 4 years, and it went negative twice. Around the time I was really close to getting my license, my sis was like this totally big fan of cars and like really valued them. My sis' new car was like totally special model from England. Two women's car crashed into a highway center divide. One of the women was not able to escape. Ongoing investigation revealed that the driver had fallen asleep at the wheel. Totally tired and dropped off. Then there was this crash and I woke up in a huge sea of flames. I was still half asleep, but I opened the right door and got out. Huh. If you opened the right door, then that means that you were driving. Here you go. Miss Meanie, do you remember this article? It's an article about the accident. You had said this in it. But I opened the right door and, like, got out. That's correct, isn't it? Like, why are you suddenly asking me about that? Your Honor, which side is the passenger seat? The left or the right?
Well, it's on the right side, of course, because the driver's on the left side.
That would be if it were an American car. But it would be the opposite in a British car.
Opposite?
The two of them were riding in a British car. In that case, the passenger side would have been the left side.
Ah! What do you mean by this?
I just realized the irony of me giving the judge a British accent, and he doesn't realize what he means by the fact that this car is a British car. Also, his answer of passenger side is on the right side. This time around, he wants to impose massive tariffs. Oh my lord. Oil company here literally had to pay train companies money to take the oil away because we could not sell it. Ready for more of that? Miss Meanie, you said that you had escaped using the right side of the car. But if you were sitting there, then that means you were in the driver's seat. Ah!
Order! Order in the court! Order!
Ah! Mr. Phoenix Wright is blabbering nonsense again. Eni says the person who was driving was her older sister, Mimi Meanie. That is what Eni said, yes, but that is where her story falls apart. Somewhere, all of us made a big error in our assumptions. What does this have to do with Dr. Gray again? We're trying to prove that there is motive. So, she is trying to... Well, if she ended up killing her sister... I don't know. We'll find out. Don't worry, buddy. We'll find out. It looks like you finally found the real root of this murder. If we connect all the dots, there can only be one answer. I'd like to ask the court a question. Eni or Mimi? Who was really driving that night? And the answer is Eni Meanie, of course.
Why would you say that?
Miss Eenie Meenie just said so herself in her testimony. She said that she had escaped the car from the right side door, which would have been where the driver's seat was. I'm not inclined to feel sorry for a foolish fool who foolishly spends his time foolishly. At the time, Miss Eenie Meenie had not yet received her driver's license. And that is why the accident happened. Hold it, Phoenix. It looks like you still don't see the real truth behind the accident. The real truth? Think outside the box. Isn't that what we always say? All right. One more time. If we connect all the dots, there can only be one answer. The answer is the one person who had her driver's license. Mimi Meenie. After all, that makes her the only person who could legally drive.
But you just said the witness, Miss Eenie Meenie, was the one in the driver's seat.
Which leads us to the next question.
The next question?
Who is the person standing at the witness stand right now?
Ugh!
What sort of idiotic ruse is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This witness's name is... I'll tell you what her name really is. This witness' real name is... Mimi Meenie. That is your real name. Of all the foolish dribble, then how do you explain her appearance? This witness had several facial burns when she was admitted into the hospital. So for the purpose of facial reconstruction, the surgeons used a picture. Facial reconstruction surgery? This is the picture she gave to the doctors at the time. That's right. It's a picture of her younger sister.
No! But Mimi Meenie, she died in the car accident.
That's what everyone thought. However, that was not the case. Then, the bodies they found at the crash site, that was the body of the real Eenie Meenie. Isn't that right, Ms. Mimi Meenie? That car accident 1 year ago, the one who died that night was Eenie Meenie. Her sister Mimi then stole her face and was reborn as Eenie. With this, she effectively erased Mimi Meenie from existence. Could you imagine getting facial reconstruction surgery done to look like your sibling? Your dead sibling? Oh, okay. Your Honor, I'm sure you can now see why Mimi had to kill Dr. Gray.
What do you mean? Ah!
What is the meaning of this nonsense? Dr. Gray wanted to call back the spirit of a dead person. Specifically, the spirit of his nurse that died in the crash, Mimi Meenie. However, that would not have been possible, because Mimi Meenie was still, in fact, alive. And that fact would have been discovered had the channeling been conducted. So this witness had to stop that from happening. At all costs. And that's why she had to kill Dr. Turner Gray? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Before the channeling, Dr. Gray had the misfortune of consulting this witness about the communicating with the dead. And in that moment, his fate was sealed.
Well, Miss Eenie,
Why did you say my name just now? Looks like I've been unmasked. Fitness? That's right. I admit it. My real name is Mimi Meanie. That quack doctor, he got what he deserved in the end. And I was so close to finally ditching Mimi, too. So close.
But why? Why would you go so far as to throw away yourself? To become your own sister?
I think I understand why. Mimi Meanie wanted her old self to disappear because of this. That's about the malpractice incident. Dr. Gray was right. The mistake was caused by the nurse. That's right, I admit it. The titties in that photograph, they was my titties. A nurse by the name of Mimi Meanie. That's right, the person standing before us today. And a few weeks after this mishap, Mimi Meanie had a car accident in which she lost her younger sister. The timing couldn't have been worse. 14 patients dying in that incident, and her own sister's life extinguished. It was all too much to bear. I found a way for myself to escape it all. The only way. She lost everything in the flames of that accident. Her sister, and even her own face. This was her last chance. Her chance to throw away her past and start a new life as her sister.
Unbelievable. A plan beyond my wildest imagination.
That jerk. If only he hadn't thought of that channeling mumbo-jumbo. Mumbo-jumbo? Becoming Eni has been the most horrible experience in the world. Spirit channeling, the occult, I hate it. I hate it all!
I believe there are still a few unresolved riddles here, such as, why did Ms. Meanie choose to go with such a complicated plan?
Chill, you got surgery to look like your siblings every time you have to code in Python? Absolutely.
Space. And why did Ms. Morgan Fay agree to help her execute it? Regardless, I believe one thing has been made crystal clear.
The innocence of the defendant, Maya Fay. This is preposterous! I'm perfect! Me, Francesca von Karma! I'm going to enjoy the news tonight, Ms. von Karma. How about you? It's going to be broadcast all over the world, right? Your defeat, that is. Ah! Ow! 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 And one more for good measure. Phoenix! Hang in there, Phoenix! Phoenix! This court is a fraud! A sham! Bitch, throw hands right now. You ain't whipping me like that.
Now then, it looks like it will be some time before Mr. Wright regains consciousness, so I will go ahead and pronounce the verdict. That is all. This court is adjourned.
June 22nd, 3:13 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Ah, the classic courtroom tactic of just beat the shit out of the defense attorney if you lose the case. Congratulations, Maya. Sis? It's good to see you, Maya. How are you doing? Sis! Sis! I didn't kill anyone, did I? No, you didn't. It was all just a dream. A really bad dream. You know, sis, In my dream, I smelled a really familiar scent. A familiar scent? I was inside that clothing box, right? That box. That was the box you used to store your clothes in a long time ago. That's right. There's still one thing I don't quite get. What's that? What would have happened if Mimi hadn't shot Dr. Gray? I mean, we broke in because we heard a gunshot. I think Mimi had planned to open the door to the chamber herself, and then you and Lotta would have witnessed quite a scene. A possessed Maya Fey who had just committed a murder. She had it planned down to the smallest detail, huh? Nick! Congrats, Maya. Thanks. Looks like you bailed me out in another jam. Well, you know. But I really don't want something like this to happen ever again. I'm fine because I have you to help me out, Nick. But every time something happens, I lose someone special to me. First my sister, and now my aunt. Hey, Nick, tell me. Tell me why my aunt went and did something so terrible. Why would she help Mimi Meanie with a plan like that? I just don't understand it, Nick. Maya, it's over. Why don't we just let it be? Nick, please. I need an answer. The reason Morgan helped Mimi with her plan was... Hurray? 4 years from now, a new master will be born into the Crane village. And that person will be you, Maya. But if you weren't there, then the main family's bloodline would disappear. And what would happen then? The Branch family, my aunt. No, Morgan's spiritual power is too weak. The next person would be Pearls. Ah! Everything was done for her sake. It was all so that Pearls would become the next master. Yeah, I can see that. Did Maya say something just now? I think that she was saying, I thought so. Date and time unknown. Detention center. Solitary confinement. Cell 13.
My precious Pearl, you are the only one suitable to be the master of Corinne, dear child. I sacrificed it all for you. I helped that brainless nurse carry out her murder, and cooperated with that whip-happy prosecutor. It was all to unseat that annoying, witless man family girl, that Maya Fell. But I shall be patient, my dearest Pearl. A chance will present itself. Your time will come, my precious.
A brand new episode has been added. Turn around Big Top. The Andy Circus Golem is making me ruffle. Does not sound like a good tactic. Oh, I miss Edgeworth. We all miss Edgeworth. All right. We's about to get into the next mystery, the next case, y'all. We finished it. I appreciate you guys sitting through all this. Listen to me ramble and banter, and you and me both, Space. Time for a round of Glover, a rousing round of Glover. Chill's voices for Edgeworth made him the best character in the game. Honestly, a lot of people think the exact same thing. Not my voice, but Edgeworth is like best boy. There's so many people that like stan for him. It's crazy. But yeah. Anyways, that'll do it for me for tonight. Thank you guys for joining me. We will see you on Monday. Ratter will be continuing Persona 5, and on Tuesday I will be starting up the big top whatever thing. We will see what that's all about. I think it has to do with like some clown girl or whatever. Get that Clussy. Yeah.
Yes. Well,
Good night, y'all. Oh, night-night. Don't let the spirit mediums bite something. I don't know. Don't let the European cars bite. Good night.